nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Mr. Estheimer, the GORTC is going to present arms. They were not quite right there, so
You remain standing?
I think we have to wait till they
They have
start.
to wait till they come in.
Yeah. Sergeant Cupper, right, you're going to present arms? So. You should come upstairs. We have no heat upstairs.
Left face.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Right face. Forward march. Shoulder pull. Shoulder post. Forward march.
Thank you to our JRTC for coming for us this evening. That was just a brief glimpse. If we could let me read the district mission statement here. The mission statement is Learning for Life. Vision statement, Southgate Community Schools, the best choice for students and parents. If we have any revisions, or I'll take a motion to approve our agenda.
Make a motion to approve the agenda as presented.
Support. Any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Motion passes. All right, and do we have any citizen comments this evening?
Yes, sir. Written up there?
Thank you. And first, let's see, is this all for this evening? No, this is from the council meeting. I see my name on here. So first up this evening, we have Mrs. Teresa Hall, 16657 Barberry. And just a reminder, you have about 3 minutes to, you can address me through the chair.
Okay.
And if there's any questions or comments, Mrs. Pastor will be happy to get back to you, okay?
Okay, thank you. Good evening, everyone. As he stated, my name is Mrs. Teresa Hall, and I'm a resident in Southgate for almost 10 years. I moved down here following my daughter who needed a babysitter. Other than that, I have did this etiquette program and building our children with basic skills that they need. I work for the City of Detroit Water Department, so we have a program during the summer that we work with the children, our young people. And I, over the last 4 years, have been incidents with young people coming into the office and not prepared to work, not understanding basic rules of, no, you get here at 9 o'clock, not at 9:30, and then tell me that you want to leave at 2 and you're supposed to be here until at least 3. So just the little simple things that we take for granted, our children's not being prepared for. In that, I decided to go back to my roots, and that's being etiquette leader. And I am trained, I'm certified through the National Urban Etiquette Association. So I bring in with me tonight a debutante, future debutante that we're going to do in this area over the next year. It's a year-long program. The young ladies meet once a month, In the summer months, they are to do a project that we have to agree upon. And they are, I believe it's 100 hours they have to commit to. And it was just something that I needed to present it to the board so that you would know what's happening in our area. And there's a couple of the young ladies that go to the, I think it's Anderson School, that's our participants at this time. And the ages is 15 and 16. And if you should like, I would like to leave you the flyers. And if you have any questions, my phone number and everything is on here.
Thank you. Yeah, if you'd leave them with me, I'll be happy to distribute them amongst the board.
Sure. We start next month.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Any other citizens? Seeing none, I'd like to go to our presentation. We have, like I said before, the JROTC is here tonight.
Jerry, can you put that?
I'm moving. This one feels good.
Did it turn on? Okay. Oh, you know it's coming.
It's getting there.
I think it has to come forward just a little bit, Sergeant. Yeah, there you go.
That look good?
Yes.
My excuse anyways.
All right. Good evening. I am Cadet Lieutenant Colonel Goodman, and I am the battalion commander of the Southgate Anderson Titan JROTC Battalion. I am here to give you a quick briefing, along with my other briefers, about our program, our goals, our accomplishments from last year, and a little bit of insight onto a couple of the activities and programs that we have within our JROTC Battalion. Next slide, please. Can you slide that a little to the right? They can't really see that.
Or pull it back a little bit.
Push it forward.
Needs to slide up a little bit, I believe.
Oh, it came off the block.
Forward or back?
There we go. Okay. Now that's fixed. Okay, so last year we competed in 3 drill competitions where we compete in precision drill in platoons and squads that consists of 6 people all the way up to a total of 12 people within a group that we have competing. That will be divulged into later, along with our Raider and athletic competitions. That is made of our athletic team, and those will again be divulged to later by other cadets. I will talk to you about the color guards and honor guards real quick. Our honor guards, we held 6 of them last year. It is where they hold open doors for events such as parent-teacher conferences or an event like this one. We actually have a cadet outside holding honor guard. We also will hand out pamphlets on occasion when it is requested. We also had 5 color guards, most of them being in a basketball format where they present the colors for a basketball game, and then the Star Spangled Banner plays, and we also do events such as this one where we simply have them come out to say the Pledge of Allegiance. We also have an annual military awards banquet that we have, and last year we had over 400 people attend this banquet. We invite anyone we can to join us in this event. Last year, I believe Mr. Martin, the vice principal of Anderson, and Mr. Lyons also came before and to see our banquet. This is a completely cadet-run event. Sergeant First Class Kumper and Colonel Clemens both are present, but the entire running of it comes completely by myself, XO, and the other staff members. We also have a camp called JCLC that we go to every summer. We had 21 cadets. That is a record for us. a record high for cadets that go to the camp. I will get into that in just a second, a little more detail. We also participate in the homecoming parade every year, just like we did this year. It was a huge success. We had over 90 cadets march at the very front of the parade, calling cadence throughout the entire parade. And then we also have a community service project. Last year, we chose to do soldier care packages, where we got gift boxes and we got lists from soldiers that were in Afghanistan, one of which used to be a DCTC cadet at Anderson High School, and we filled it with what they wanted and we shipped it out to them to give them the commodities of home that they don't get out in the sand pit. Next slide, please. Our goals for this year, we always wish to recruit more 8th graders, because without more recruits, we don't have enough cadets. Without enough cadets, we don't have a program. So this year, this was new for us, we had 3 days where we went into Davidson Middle School and actually did a table similar to what the Army, Navy, and Marine Corps does at Anderson, where we present what JROTC is and what it has to offer. We also had a booth set up at Freshman Family Fun Night orientation. We also want to work more with other schools to recruit more DCTC cadets. These are cadets that are bussed in from other cities to participate in JROTC for 2 hours a day instead of 1, and they are only allowed to go for 2 years, but because of the 2 hours that they are allowed, they get through the same amount of material that a cadet at Southgate would get in their 4 years. We also wish to place more at competitions. We have already done numerous competitions this year, but those are the only 2 competitions that we have left in the school year, both being Raider and athletic competitions. And we hope to place 1st, 2nd, or 3rd in those events. We aim high and hope to achieve even higher. We also want to take the maximum number of students to JCLC. Our goal is 25. Since we hit 21 last year, we want to improve upon that and just provide an overall great experience for the cadets. Now I will talk about JCLC on the next slide, real quick. For the last several years, we have gone to Alpena at the top of the mitten, right up here. It is an Air Force base that we normally go to have our camp that is hosted. This year, we have an active duty unit that booted us off, so we are going to Camp Atterbury this year instead, and we still will provide the cadets with the same commodities that we normally do. It is $10 for transportation, food, and any other costs that come through the camp. It is only $10 to the cadet, and you get bused down there. The main purpose is to expound upon what is learned in ROTC. You learn leadership, communication, team building skills. This is where you exercise what you learned in an actual environment rather than just a classroom, a work environment, if you may. Some of the events that we have, next slide please, are rappelling. This is a station that is run actually by Colonel Clemens. He is the head rappel master, and when you go up on this rappel tower, you have that rappel tower that is pictured, which is a wall, which you can either walk down or bound down. Bounding is jumping off the wall, going all the way down, and it is completely safe. You have people at the bottom where if you lose grip of the rope, they can just pull on the rope and you'll be completely safe. We also have the rappel tower without a wall, where it is a straight fast rope-esque. Then we also have a rock wall in this event. Next slide. Another event they do is land navigation. They are given a map, and they have to plot points on a map according to the grid coordinates they are given. Then, once they plot the points, they get their grid azimuth, and they transfer it to magnetic azimuth, and they start from the start point, use their compass, and they find the points on their own without any help from the cadre. If they do get lost, however, we do have security measures in place that will get them back safely. Next slide, please. We also have another activity, river rafting. This is a picture of the boat that you get to go in, similar to a Zodiac boat. There are also kayaks that you go in. This event is heavily team-based because everyone must paddle at the same time with the same amount of effort. Otherwise, the boat will either not go fast or will not go in a straight manner, and it's a competition between all the cadets. You want to have the fastest time that you can, and it's sort of an achievement if you set the record at camp, if you may. There is a safety cadre at the front in the yellow life vest. He is up there in case there is an emergency, and he has a whistle that they will come out if there is any if there's any problems. Like I said, it is completely safety oriented. There is no issues. There are no problems. There have not been any in the years past. Next slide. We also have basic water safety training. That is me, pictured up there at camp last summer. As you can see, I am still under the water, so the person pulling me in was still learning how to save. But we are taught from beginning to end how to safely save someone that is stuck either in a lake or in a river with a flowing current, and to do it safely without putting your own life in danger. Next slide, please. And then we also have aviation. This is a picture of a Chinook helicopter on the left, and that is the inside of that same Chinook helicopter on the right. We have the opportunity to fly in these Chinook helicopters along with other helicopters such as a Blackhawk and a UH-78 Lakota helicopter. Those were the ones that we've done in the past 2 years. These are the first 2 years that we've done them, but it has been amazing. It's a fun time for the kids, but like I said, it is completely safe. There are military-trained pilots that will fly them, and there is minimal safety risk at all with any of this. There are some other activities that we don't have pictures of, unfortunately, such as bivouac, where you go out and you build a tent. You build a tent out in the woods, and you actually sleep out in that tent that you build. And we also have marksmanship that goes on up there with pellet rifles. And before you go up, you must sign a safety pledge and go through a class and get 100% in it in order to go up. And we also have a STEM lab where we actually focus on mathematics and engineering, and you get to make some bottle rockets and shoot them into the sky. And I will be followed by Cadet Alawi. Thank you.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Cadet Alawi, the battalion's executive officer. One of the many events we do in ROTC every year is the Homecoming Parade, which includes Southgate cadets and DCTC cadets. This past year, we had approximately 90 cadets march in the parade. Next slide, please. One of our most recent drill competitions was the John Glenn competition, January 26, 2019. The majority of our teams did place, and some cadets also earned medals like these at the knockout event that is held. Our highlight for that evening was our unarmed platoon team earning second place. Next slide, please. We also had an opportunity to go to the Detroit Public Schools Community District drill competition at Cass Tech High School. This included approximately 20 schools, and we placed 6th overall, which is pretty good. And then we also had our Let 1 squad earn 4th place. Next slide, please. On Thursdays and Fridays, we do have physical training, which includes, as you can see on the left, we have circuits, which we try to do at least once a week. And then on the right, we have an instructor that came in to instruct yoga for that evening. Next slide, please. Next slide, please. Thank you. We also had the National Guard come in and have a Warrior Fit circuit, which included about 8 stations. As you can see, we have things like the deadlifts with the weighted jump rope, and then we also had high jumpers. Next slide, please. The National Guard also came in again, and we had an inflatable obstacle course, which helped improve cadets' cardiovascular or cardiorespiratory endurance, and we also got to race each other. I will be followed by Cadet Dietrich. Thank you.
Good evening. My name is Cadet Sergeant Dietrich. I will be informing you on Raider Team. On Raider Team, we work out every Monday and Friday to try and increase our efficiency in our competitions events. The many things that we have to practice for is our physical fitness test, our 5K runs, our ruck runs, our road marches. We build and disassemble a rope bridge, and we conduct land navigation. Next slide, please. Usually at our Raider competitions, we started off with the mile run. After that, we build the 1 rope bridge, traverse 8 members across it that have rucksacks, and then we disassemble the bridge. Next slide, please. Finally, we have the event called the Tough One. A cadet grabs a 40-pound rucksack, straps it on themselves, picks up a 75-pound gurney with 4 other members, and runs into hilly, muddy, foresty terrain that go to a one-rope bridge. Then they traverse the one-rope bridge, get all the gear, and run back. That is. I will be followed by Cadet Naj. Our next event that we regularly do is the air rifle marksmanship. To be on the air rifle marksmanship team, you have to pass a class with 100%, and you have to take a test that is given by Sergeant Crumper, and you must pass it with 100% to be on the team. You shoot at a target that is 10 meters or 30 feet away. And finally, we have push-ups and sit-up tests. The cadet does as many push-ups and sit-ups as they can do in a minute versus other schools. I will now be followed by Cadet Nagy.
Good evening, my name is Cadet Nagy, here to talk to you about DCTC. We have 8 downriver schools that gives us a total of 25 cadets. So at Woodhaven High School, they pick us up at 7:40, giving us to the bus hub at 8 o'clock. The bus hub is where the DCTC buses meet, and they take students to their classes. The bus arrives at Southgate at 8:20. 11th and 12th graders are allowed to join this program, and sometimes 10th graders, depending on school policy. This takes 2 class periods. Mondays and Tuesdays, we have class instructions. In the past, we have done CPR, health and nutrition, and sexual harassment classes. Wednesday is uniform instruction, and inspectors look for accountability and proper placement of all items. Thursday and Friday is physical fitness, and we do the same thing as Southgate cadets. As a cadet, I like to enjoy the Cadet Challenge, which includes curl-ups, pull-ups, V-sit, mile run, and shuttle run. We have a Cadet Challenge at the beginning of the year, and we also have a Cadet Challenge at December, which shows our progress. And we have another Cadet Challenge at the end of the year that shows how we overall did.
At this time, I would like to open the floor to any questions that you ladies and gentlemen may have. Is there any questions? Yes.
I have a question with the Downriver, the DCTC. At all times, do all the schools meet and have the classes all together all the time, or is it separate activities?
For ROTC, for this specifically?
Yeah.
Okay, for DCTC, because as she said, they go to the bus hub, all JROTC DCTC cadets will come at the same time. They come through about halfway through first hour at Southgate Anderson, and they leave at the end of second hour. So they will do all of the same events. They typically go at an accelerated rate in comparison to Southgate because they do have an extended period of time.
2 hours, okay.
Yeah, so they do have an extended period of time, but since most cadets only have 2 years, it makes up for it. So we get through 95% of the same material, all the same lessons are still learned, and all of our ideals are still put into play, and you're still taught the exact same way.
Oh, great, thank you.
No problem. Is there any more questions, comments?
I just want to know how many folks are in the Anderson program?
Approximately, including DCTC, approximately 90 cadets. They do fluctuate because some cadets will join in second semester or they will drop during the middle of the year. But right now, approximately 90, 25 are DCTC.
Thank you.
Any other questions or comments?
So this does not exactly tie into JROTC, but I found out some great news that I think Mr. Sean Goodman should share with the Board of Education tonight, because I think that we have to be very proud of his accomplishment.
Okay, so back in November, I had a deadline of November 1st where I was applying to a Med Direct scholarship at Wayne State University. I applied to it. The criteria for it is a 3.8 GPA or higher, a 1370 on the SAT or higher, and you must also provide a resume and 2 essays no longer than 500 characters. This was very difficult for me because I wrote the essays and I had 1,200 characters. So I had to cut them down. But needless to say, I still wanted to go into it, so I cut it down to 500. Then I got an email in January, the beginning of January, and out of 576 students who applied, I was one of the top 25 semifinalists that got chosen to be brought in for handmade interviews, for personalized ones. They're not generic interviews. Like if you gave an interview to a bunch of clients, then it would be relatively close to the same questions because you want to know the same answers. But these ones were personalized to your essay and to your resume. No one was given any questions to prepare. You had to think on your feet and reply to all their answers. And out of the 25, I was one of the 10 who was accepted into the program. This program includes full tuition for your bachelor's degree, full room and board for your bachelor's degree. And in the room and board, it also includes a full meal plan. And it also includes a full ride to the Wayne State Medical School for any physician of your physician specialty of your choosing. Personally, I'm going in to become a surgeon, and the value of this scholarship is totaled in an estimated number of just under $500,000 with everything included. And I was the only one from Downriver to receive this scholarship.
Congratulations.
Excellent.
If there are no more questions or comments, then I do conclude this presentation. Thank you so much for your time and your participation.
Thanks.
Thank you very much.
Congratulations. Congratulations.
Thank you to the rest of the team.
Full ride.
The rest of you have an excellent evening.
Thank you.
You too.
Appreciate you being here. All right, moving on to item G on the agenda, our consent agenda, which consists of the February 12, 2019 regular closed session meeting minutes and our HR update, which you've been supplied with.
Thank you for prompting.
Any discussion on this? Okay, I'll take a motion to approve.
I'll make a motion to approve the consent agenda.
Support.
Support.
Mr. Lamos?
Oh, I'm sorry.
Okay. All right, any further discussion? No? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? All right, passes. And currently don't have any action items on the agenda, so we'll get past H and go to I. Any employee representatives? The audience is now empty. Any information and announcements from the board? Yes.
I just want to say that there's a lot of sports activities that are happening out there, and I want to say that I'm proud of all of our students, but I can't list all the people that have done such a great job over the past couple of weeks with bowling, basketball, and so forth. So congratulations on the athletes, and keep up the good work. And then also I wanted to make a note of the passing of Mr. Skura, our former band director. And I wanted to say that it was a privilege and an honor to know Mr. Skura, because during the transition of Southgate High School and Schaefer High School, he was like a pivotal person to merge the students together, the Sabres and the Vikings. I think it was the Vikings. And there was a little bit of an adjustment in the beginning. And I was part of the band program all the way up through my senior year. And watching the transition of the turmoil of the students trying to mesh together, and to watch the students in the band program and the community and the residents in the school be proud of that program and watch it just expand over the years that I was there, it was just so amazing to see how much of a difference that he made, and how much the students looked up to him, and how much that played a big role in the students really becoming a community together with the Schaefer and Southgate High School. So I wanted to, extend my condolences and say that he will truly be missed. Thank you.
Thank you.
Are you going to address in your notes, are you going to talk about Thursday night? The Grogan Davison, not Grogan, the elementary Davison.
Mr. Green?
You probably know it.
I was just seeing what's going on. Thank you, Mr. President. I had the pleasure of visiting some of the schools today, the schools that I'm liaison with, which is Asher. I know our director is in Lansing as we speak, but I had a chance to walk through the school, talk to some people, and they were doing, I mean, just wonderful to see the teaching going on and what was happening there. Elementary school also, Grogan, where they are doing PBIS, which I'm sure most elementary schools are, and it's going very well according to Mr. Wolzak. They really would like, if there's any Grogan parents out there listening, and could really use some watchdogs during the school day to help out. They're short on parent volunteers this year or in this time of the year, which would be appreciative. Also, for all elementary students, there is a transition for fifth graders. There's a kind of Meet Davison type of thing at 6:30.
It's
6 o'clock. So potential sixth graders go to Davison to see what our school district has to offer. And I encourage you, and this is just going to be a public plea, we do a lot of great things here, and we're still heading in the right direction. And before fifth grade parents that are thinking about leaving our district, at least go and see Davison and see what we have to offer before making that decision. I think you'd be really pleased with what you see at Davison Middle School and what the Southgate Community Schools has to offer for our children. And that's it. Thank you very much.
Any other board members? Administration? All right, I will take a motion to adjourn, and let me just say, after adjournment, take a 5-minute recess and go into our work session, okay? Thank you.
Make a motion to adjourn.
Support.
All right. Close, meeting adjourned.
What's your
Thank
work
you.
session going to be held here or in the other room?
Yeah, it can be, you got Mike's.